What's up, guys? Biohazard here, back with a brand new video, and in today's video, we're going to be making a new series or segment for this channel called, of course, you have to do a drum roll, story time. So, if you guys don't get the purpose of story time, basically, we're going to go to unedged, non-explanatory games unless you play through them. So, for today's topic, we're going to Infinity Blade, and I know I haven't played this game because it's not for Android, but I do know a lot of it because my 3-year-old self to 4-year-old self played and made it to Infinity Blade 1 and Infinity Blade 2, but I played Infinity Blade 3 when I was 5, so sadly 1 year of gap because Epic Games, you are the bomb, so please make Infinity Blade 4. I know you guys are focusing on Fortnite right now, but please, it is one of the best games that is not topic into FPS shooters or third-person shooters like Fortnite. So let's get here, and we're gonna skip a ton of stuff, and then we're just gonna go to debunking as fast as possible. Here's the story. At the start of the game, you'll spawn as Alsar. Why, you may ask? Nobody knows, but here's my theory. You spawn as him to kill the God King for the Infinity Blade, because a long time ago, when the Galeth worker made the blade, Galeth, he was responsible to take the blade, /Alsar is, until a new reborn family was born, /Cyrus. Again, how are they getting reborn, you may ask? Each time they are close to dying, they have to be killed by a family member with a blade made before they were reborn. So basically, this was due to family tradition, and the spirit with the sword will get trapped. That's why there's rings on it. This is only my theory, so if you guys have another theory, please do not go rushing in the comments and put some hate on my channel. So, if there was no reborn family at the moment, so Alsar, you in the starting of the game, got killed by the God King who stole it from the worker, but still the worker did betray us because he is a reborn family member, but he isn't bad, because at the end of the game, Infinity Blade 3, you get to transform him into a child and make him good. That isn't the only reason, because Alsar got killed by the God King, so he was reborn as the bad version. But the worker was locked in, expecting Alsar, his great-great-grandfather, to save him. It was too late to make him good again, so Cyrus just reborn him. And that is why the worker turned into bad. Alsar before that turned not a family member of the God King, but instead into a reborn version of the God King. So for that will make him stronger. How, you may ask? Here's proof. First, he's stronger, so in the final battle, God King made him a guard for the God King's body he gets reburned into each time he gets killed. For that means he can't get killed unless with the Infinity Blade. Next proof. In Infinity Blade 1, you have to go to Bloodline -1, meaning you existed before Alsar, but turned from bad to good. That is why you have an option to buy Zero Max Armor to be like him when the God King made it, but couldn't find anyone to guard his bodies strong enough. That's why revealing God Kings is the last unkillable person except Alsar's family. That's why at the end of the game, Infinity Blade 3 / the last game, you see the reborn good worker building his own place with sand, and if he's although old enough, he will make a sword / blade, which is supposed to be passed to Alsar still because he is reborn. But since Alsar is dead, that is why Cyrus is the one who killed the worker Galeth, but reborned him to a better unkillable. So for that, the new version or the reborn version of the Galeth will be passed to Cyrus, which will be deducting a reborn family member in Alsar's family. Basically, there's a huge gap between the history of the family. So here, that's why until Cyrus becomes a great family member is Alzar's but good version and will defeat the God King and will destroy him, leaving Cyrus to be dead and reborn again. But who is Cyrus, you may ask, because we never debunked him. In the start of Infinity Blade 1, he is Alzar caused to the family gap. So basically, there's a loop. Sort of like in the starting was never starting. It always starts in the middle and ends in the middle, but there's no end, meaning it's all in the middle, looping. So that's basically one of the main things that are weird in Infinity Blade. But the reborn is Cyrus, since Alzar is unkillable. They are both living copies of each other, sort of like the God King and Alzar, but good version, but even better, because Alzar and the God King aren't even family members. They're just new reborn people. Like a loop of the same thing, but no one will notice it's a loop because they get reborn every time they get killed, but only get told as the story. So if somebody told the story, who would even know? Because they won't even know, because it all starts in the middle like a loop, as I said. So one more enemy of the family that will never be killed, because they won't know. It's because they become reborn every single time. So basically, Alzar started the family, gets killed, doesn't get reborn, and then the reborn version of him is a different, gets killed, gets reborn. 4 living, undead, unkillable copies of the same person, but still family members of each other. Will never know their true enemy, but it's still their true enemy. Reef. So next, let's get into debunking. Number 1, is Infinity Blade a story all about looping the same thing? Not really, because you never know what else is going to happen, but still, it is still a loop of the same thing, but different stuff that's happening, but all of the enemies, all of the golems are just getting stronger and stronger because they're getting reborn into a better versions of themselves. That's why they turn into unkillable, into efficiently forever immortal, because they're just official copies. Next, let's debunk Cyrus. Is Cyrus son of Alzar? No, but a copy of Alzar. But first of all, the last thing I want to say is that will be it for this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned for another one. If you guys did enjoy this video of debunking Infinity Blade, make sure to comment down below, hashtag more story time, and for that, see you in the next video.